soldier. When you see 8,000 climbing up on you, don't see them as men, just see them as enemies of the king, you know.
So, welcome to the Eccentric Man's Paint-a-thon. Well, is it a paint-a-thon? Who knows? I'm just testing out to see whether this bit of work can be done on the iPad with it as it is. So I don't know whether it's going to be in focus, because I have to set it up and then let it run. So, painting up an American War of Independence using the Triad British red coats. This is 68A, and this is the base coat of it, the darker colour. It's a pretty transparent red when it first goes on. Does dry a little bit darker. However, I'm wondering whether 2 coats of it might be needed. So, yeah, painting on. Sort of might do some thoughts about what we do, where we're going. The channel mostly features bolt action games. The reason being, most of the people that I play with play bolt action. That is the key game that they play. Obviously, Colin played Colin quite a lot at his home, and he likes playing bolt action. Down at the Lost Ark Games Club, again, bolt action is quite a key game. One of the only people who doesn't play bolt action is John from Strong Oak Painting. He does various games, and he's the guy I play Sharp Practice with and Chain of Command. Difficulty with John is that he's a commission painter and spends quite a lot of time painting up commissions during the day. Me, I'm medically retired from the police. Dodgy knees, dodgy shoulder, dodgy back. Getting on in years now. And I tend to only able to play sort of during the day. And because of the dogs that I have at home, they can't be left too long. So very few people I can play available during the day. So that's a bit of a problem. So I try to get games in best I can, perhaps once or twice a week, and invariably they tend to be bolt action. So I am trying to get a couple of games with John. We had one planned, but I was pretty poorly, so I had to cancel that. Not been well over the last, probably about a month. So hoping getting over that now, just about. The cough's still there, but back is slightly improving as we go. But those are things as they are. Doesn't look like he's in focus there. Anyway, let's have a look and see how the video's gone, and we'll see whether we continue on with this. Well, that seemed to work if I hold it reasonably in this position. So, okay then, let's go on then. So, yeah, that's how we stand at the moment. Mostly bolt action up on the channel. I really do want to get some games of Chain of Command in with the Fallschirmjägers and the Paras that we've got. That'd really be nice. We're nearly there. John's got the terrain now. You've probably seen that in the battle reports. And I've got the required number of riflemen now and Bren gun fire operators in the British Paras. So that's good. That's up and done nearly. So we just got to try and get a date to get a game in. So that'll be the Chain of Command. We've got enough figures, as you know, to do the Sharps practice for our French-Indian War. As you can see, I'm working on the American War of Independence. So getting that up and running. That's from the Liberty or Death box. It's probably Liberty or done a Liberty or Death with the painting of it. There's an awful lot of figures, but I've put together all the British that I want to play Sharp Practice with, and I've spray based or primed them all with the primer, which you can see here. It's the Dunkel Gelb Vallejo Air, which that works quite well for me. So that's what I've used, and I have tried looking at the different troops using black and the Dunkelgelb, and there's not a vast amount of difference in it. The wash of Agrax Earth shade that I give it, that tends to give it good definition and a bit of 3D presence. So yeah, just trying to stay within the lines here with the base coats. I'll retouch up the grey after I've done the red, but just getting the red on is the key thing here. So I think that's about all the first base coat done of them. So oh, nearly. There's a bit there underneath. I've put a little bit of Lamium medium in the red Foundry red coat A, where it shouldn't have diluted the pigment down, but so that's the base coat of it, as you can see there. So let's have a look at one that I've done. That's the finished figure, and that's used the base coat and the two other paints from the Triad. So that's what we're aiming to get at. So these are sort. I think these have dried. So you can see where they've dried. Not 100% solid colour, but we'll now put a second coat on and see how that comes up. So yeah, we're on the way for Chain of Command, and Sharp's practice is just really trying to get a game in. I had read the rules again, looked at the videos, and we were about to play a game, but unfortunately I was unwell again. So trying to get games in. So yeah, we've got that to run. I've picked up the Perry box of War of the Roses figures, and I've put them together to form 2 units of 6 Billmen and 2 units of 12 archers. And I think what we're going to try them out on is Dragon Rampant for a starter. I've been watching the Meeples and Miniatures people and following the Welsh wizard Mike Hobbs on Twitter, and he's putting together a fantasy set of rules for 2 Fat Lardies. Not sure what they're going to be called yet. He's had a bit of fun with different names that people have been sending him to put up, but it's a fantasy based game, and that should be interesting to see how that runs and what that looks like. Big things on the horizons at the moment is this ASO2, Age of Sigmar 2, and I have avoided anything Games Workshop with the demise of Warhammer Fantasy. I thought the way they did it was absolutely atrocious and so disrespectful to all their customer base, and very misleading and deceptive, getting people to buy lots of stuff and then just dropping the game. As you can see, I have still quite strong sentiments about it. And Age of Sigmar 2, yeah, looks quite interesting. The figures look really good, but it's again the pricing. Unbelievable. I mean, the box set at £90 odd for what you get in there is pretty good. You can't say anything about the starter game to get it going, but then the rest of the figures. I mean, £20 for a single mounted figure. Yeah, I know in Bolt Action we pay £20 for a tank, but infantry wise, yeah, I think Games Workshop now for me has priced itself out of the market. Would I like to give Age of Sigmar 2 a try? I watched the how-to videos on the internet, and I thought they were very good. They were really nicely done, well presented for people to get a look at how to play it and to get started. Will I get it? I don't know. It's a temptation just to get the rule set and run it with the figures that I have. But again, am I going to fit it in? And if I do fit it in, which game goes by the way? I like Bolt Action. It's got a good game mechanism. It's a fun pick-up game in the evening. Yeah, lots of different things going on. Oh, that's a bit bad one there. That'll have to be a retouch of the grey. Well, that's what happens when you're painting. We can touch up all the other bits and pieces. So we got the once we got the base coat of the red sorted out. Still good? Yeah, still good. So what else is on the pipeline? I've got Gangs of Rome. Bought that, the starter set, Blood on the Aventine. That looks really good. Good reviews. Good starter set. Just got to get it set up and out. But again, prioritising, I thought I'd try and get some of my American War of Independence done, so I can get that up and running. Because I've had that now. I've had that quite some time actually. John got it for me when he went up to the Warlord Open Day last year, and since then all I've managed to do is paint 1 unit of British, 1 unit of French, and an artillery piece. I've painted an awful lot of other stuff in the meantime. I've done all the Operation Sea Lion bits and pieces. I've done the paratroopers. Quite a lot. I don't know what the music's like in the background. I'm listening to Planet Rock, so that might be a bit loud. I'll have to check on the video again. So we're still going along, still painting. Yeah, that looks about it. So yeah, different things installed. Gangs of Rome. Got a game called, oh God, what is it? Dead Empires or something like that. I've got a box of British bobbies to paint up. They thought I should go for that with my past job, so got some of those to paint up. I've got a Bolt Action Soviet Army to paint up as well at some stage. That's going to be a long-term project. So got to get these American War of Independence finished first though. So yeah, bit of arthritis in the thumb there. So yeah, one good thing, Planet Rock, it's my era, so pretty good. But they do have some good new rock in, which has been really good looking at and listening to. Greta Van Fleet is an interesting one, very reminiscent of Led Zeppelin. Okay, I'm starting to shake a little bit now with the painting. Might have to give it a rest after this one. But anyway, that's what's on the channel. Things that I'm trying to do is to build up my terrain, get better on that. I've had the new battle mat that you might see in the battle reports, which is really good, and that's the Chicago battle mat New Europe, so that's really good. They've got a Kickstarter on at the moment, so have a look at that if you want a fancy mat. They're doing it I don't know if it's relatively cheap or not. Once the postage is put in, it looks like it's around about $90. So do the comparison. Wait until it's all done and they've brought out the mats, and then order it from North Star like I got mine from. Mind you, it was still 75 quid, but there you go. It's American, it comes in from the States. So for the moment, if you want to get it, North Star can get you it sorted, and you don't pay any import tax on it. Anyway, so channel, yeah, Bolt Action for a while, trying to get it sorted for Chain of Command and Sharp Practice. That's what's on in the key things at the moment, and waiting for Western Desert to come out from Warlord Games in September, I think it is, with the new plastic 8th Army. I've got myself a couple of tanks. I've got the Matilda for the desert, and I've now got the Cruiser from Father's Day. I'll do a video unboxing of that and put it together. So I've got tanks, just got to get the infantry and the artillery. I think it'll be a 3-inch mortar and a £25 should do me. Anyway, that's me, that's what's on the go, and see you soon. Take care. Bye. Well, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you weren't too bored as we went along. I'm wondering whether to do a couple of these painting thoughts as we do. Let me know in the comments below whether you'd want me to do it, and what sort of things you think should be covered in it. If you fancy watching me paint figures, then yeah, again, let me know in the comments. So once again, thanks very much, and like if you did, share with your friends if you would, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll meet again soon, as Dame Viranin says. Look that one up in the video if you're not old enough, and take care and see you soon.